Welcome to that handicapping show sponsored by RacingToday.com. I'm Tom LaMarra, joined by Frank Angst once again. And on today's show, we'll be looking at the Grade 3 Howes Hope Stakes at Gulfstream Park, $100,000. Grade 3 race, 1 turn mile, and it is for 4-year-olds and up. I believe it's a prep for the Don, right, Frank, or one of the local preps for the Don, even though that race is 1 1/8 miles around 2 turns. This race drew a pretty good field, I think, for a Grade 3, and it's pretty competitive. Not a whole lot of early speed in the race, so it kind of makes you look long at this race. At least I did, which is probably not a good sign. But how did you see the race shaping?
Yeah, I agree on the not a whole lot of early speed in here, and I see Chaba maybe going to the lead, and I think Leah, who is the horse I actually settle on, will probably be in that stalking position.
Mm-hmm.
Leah's a horse that I've liked for a long time. I was very impressed with his maiden win on turf, and most of his starts have been on turf. But if you look at his one of his best efforts was the 1 turn mile at Churchill,
Mm-hmm.
which he's going back to that distance at Gulfstream, the 1 turn mile at Gulfstream. Granted, both of his dirt starts were on off tracks, so if it comes up fast, that'll be something new for him. But I've seen a lot of talent in this horse. Maybe to change to a new trainer in Vilmont might spur some, take him to another level. Although I think that was largely probably just motivated that they probably wanted to go to Florida as opposed to fairgrounds. I haven't really researched that. But I really like the way the horse has been working. So that's a good sign that he's fitting in well with the Mott program. And granted, he's coming off a layoff, but I think he can fire.
Yeah, he's a horse that I've played a couple times and won, and played a couple times and lost on. But he hasn't raced since the Keeneland meet, and actually he was defeated by Nicky Sandcastle in the Fayette. Nicky Sandcastle is entered in the House Hope, but also cross-entered in the Fort Lauderdale on the grass, which I think is the option that they are hoping for. But I think Lee does have a lot of class, and there's a couple other horses in there kind of like that, like Uncaptured, horses who have run regularly in graded stakes. Neck and Neck is another horse that that the barn has high hopes for. He ran into a problem in 2012. He hasn't come back really looking that great on the racetrack, but his workouts appear to be fine.
And my money won't be on him, but I certainly won't be upset if I rewatch Jackson Ben win.
Right.
It's a horse
right.
that's just, you see so many horses retire early, and here's a horse that just keeps coming back. And he is a horse. I mean, he's not a gelding. He's still out there knocking heads and racing well. He's coming off a nice race. He didn't win last year, but he did close it out a nice second. So maybe he's back on his game.
Yes. Also, Shaba is main track only in the Fort Lauderdale, which is 1.16 miles turf race. But if it comes off the grass, it would be 1.16 miles around 2 turns on the dirt. So, I'm thinking that he may opt for that spot if, in fact, the Fort Lauderdale were to come off the turf. But either way, he's 3 for 5 at the 1 mile distance. He also won this race last year at Gulfstream, and I've got him in my top 3. The horse that I picked on top is Simstown, who drew the rail, won his last 2 for 2 at the 1 turn mile at Gulfstream. Probably there may be a class question here, but I kind of just like the way that he's been racing. And won his last race at Calder at 6.5, now stretches back out, but still he seems to be more of a 1-turn horse, and I think he has enough early speed to lay close. I do like Leah too, I always have. We're only going to pick our top 3, so we've got to leave a couple out here, but who else is on your top 3?
Well, I mean, Simstown definitely looks like he's already been in Florida, has been racing in Florida regularly, so he figures to be prominent for sure. But I think my second pick is Chaba if he goes. I kind of see it as those two maybe getting loose, and in my head, I'm seeing Leah edge past that one late.
Okay, all right. That is the How's Hope. Pretty interesting grade 3 on Saturday at Gulfstream Park. And remember real quick, this is opening weekend at Oaklawn Park in Arkansas, and it appears that the weather will be accommodating, unlike some previous years. So Oaklawn has a very good $100,000 ungraded stakes, the 5th season on Saturday, that drew a pretty good handicap type field. So for Frank, I'm Tom, and again, we thank our sponsor racingtoday.com and brisnet.com for the past performances. We'll see you next time on that handicapping show.